All right, Curb Your Enthusiasm ended on Sunday night. One of our favorite shows since you and I have known each other. I don't know how long that list is, but it certainly spurred as many conversations as any show we've had, right? I mean, one of the few shows where one of us would call the other after the show.
For 12 seasons, this guy, Larry David, taking on taboo subjects and not just like crossing the line, annihilating the line, putting it inside a nuclear reactor. And many of your shows on this pyramid are line annihilators,
which is what we love in comedy. So we're doing a mini pyramid, and it's going to be 3, 6, 10, 15 episodes total. Honorable mention, things that got cut out. Sorry to the Spite Store.
Super clever. Loved the whole...
Spite Store was great.
What a way to end it.
Sorry to the shrimp incident, an earlier Curb episode that really laid the foundation for a lot of where the show is going. Also spoke to you because if somebody plucked the shrimp out of your Chinese food order, I feel like that would have caused an international incident. Affirmative Action, one of the last shows of season 1, which was when Larry offended the dermatologist and Richard Lewis had the one of the funniest jokes in the history of that whole, oh my God. Ken Kendra from this season. Springsteen. I thought that Ken Kendra with Springsteen, that whole 5-minute scene was one of the best scenes I can remember in the show. Just because I was so stunned. First of all, they're like, oh yeah, we got to get Springsteen. It's like, they're not going to get Springsteen. And then all of a sudden Springsteen was right there.
Amazing.
And then Larry realizes And then last but not least, the group, the Incest Survivor group, which I think was the last episode of season 1. But that was probably as close to the line as they got, but a show that they pulled off and was really, really good. So honorable mention all those.
There were we're going to get to some other lines that.
Yeah. Meet the Blacks I'd want to put up there too. The whole first season when the Blacks come to live with them is just, and we get JB Smoove in our life. And I think Super Dave's coming in right around there. And that's when the show went to another level. I said this I think I said this when I did the pod with Larry, but I do feel like as soon as he started having marital issues on the show went to another level. Once he started dating and other possibilities, it just opened up the universe. Otherwise, I don't know if it would have been able to go 12 years. Okay. The Curb mini pyramid. So we're going to do first level 1 episode, second level 2 episodes, third level 3 episodes, fourth level 4 episodes, and then the lowest level is 5 episodes, shaped like a pyramid. I have Palestinian Chicken as the level 1 best episode in the history of the show.
I don't think you're alone.
It's has some of the funniest moments in the history of the show. It's a high degree of difficulty episode, to say the least. The concept of Larry loving chicken this much. And then when I did the event with him in Boston last week, when he was just saying, he started with the premise, would I have sex with an anti-Semite? And the answer was yes. And then they started making the episode. But this was season 8, episode 3. And I think it's the best episode. It's not my number 1 favorite, but I couldn't put my number 1 favorite first. This is the best.
It is recognized as the best, and with good reason, on topics that now have a different resonance. He couldn't do the show now. He wouldn't do the show now. But,
I don't know. I wouldn't rule out anything with that guy.
Well, that's a fair point. Okay. It feels like the degree of difficulty might be a little higher.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
But yes, to take the taboos and to, jump all the way into them and explore them this way, it remains, as groundbreaking feeling as it felt watching it the first time.
Yeah, very similar to The Contest, I think is considered to be the best Seinfeld. And the same thing. It's like, whoa. They're going to pull this off. I can't believe this is working. All right, level 2. Really the 2 favorites for us. The 2 that I think we enjoyed the most. Crazy Eyes Killer, season 3. episode 8. I don't know if any half-hour comedy ever brought me more delight than this episode and the character of Crazy Eyes Killer. And then Funkhauser's crazy sister, which we did a Hall of Fame episode of on the Prestige TV podcast. But these two are just like two of the funniest, craziest characters ever introduced into the show. Are you okay with those as 2 and 3?
Yeah, oh, sure, of course. Like you and I have had this is these two shows with Curb and then probably Boogie Nights in terms of the number of hours that we've
discussed, dissected.
Yes,
yeah,
but pure enjoyment.
Fuck me, fat boy.
Fuck me, fat boy. Put that on my tombstone. Come on.
Next level: the doll, the carpool lane, and the table read. The doll it's funny. Larry, I think this is Larry's favorite episode.
Oh, wow.
And he was explaining that the reason he liked it was because the doll is omnipresent every moment of the episode, and they figured out how to string all of these other things around it and stay true to the Larry character. While at the same time, like just crazy shit going on. That's season 2, episode 7. Carpool lane is the famous one where he needs to bring somebody to the Dodgers game so he can use the carpool lane, and ends up being a working lady, and shit happens.
Sex worker.
And then the table read, season 7, episode 9 from the great Seinfeld season. This was really this really was in a lot of ways the Seinfeld reunion, watching those guys around the table shooting stuff. But the bigger thing is this was Marty Funkhauser doing the cunt in the sink joke, which is the funniest minute in the history of the show.
In the history of the show. I think that's right.
Yeah. It might be the funniest 1-minute clip that you can see on your Instagram feed. It's up there. It's just perfect. Everything's great about it. Okay. Level 4. The show that really took you and I to another level with the show. Season 1, episode 3. This is when we knew the show was going to be in our life. Gil Bang, played by Bob Odenkirk. Larry goes to dinner with somebody who invites him over to his house, and it's Gil Bang, a former porn star, who then tells a bunch of off-color stories at the dinner, and Cheryl is absolutely horrified. There's the double goodbyes in this. The camera guy sticking Tabasco sauce in his finger and sticking it up Gil's butt so he get erection again. This Gil Bang.
Gil Bang. Who knew, like, at that, when we watched this, who knew what TV history had in mind for Bob Odenkirk?
Right.
Think of all the places Bob's been since then.
I just knew him as like Larry's agent on Larry Sanders Show. And,
right.
And he would pop up on different things. He'd been in a couple different behind the scenes comedy stuff. The grand opening, season 3, episode 10, when they open the restaurant and they hire a chef who has Tourette's, who starts swearing at something. And then all the people in the restaurant start swearing. But this leads to Susie coming in and saying, "Fuck you, you car wash cunt," to Cheryl, which is probably Susie's greatest moment. And Mr. Softy, which was the Bill Buckner episode.
Right.
Season 8, episode 9, also had the orgasm car, which was like one of the funniest bits they've ever had. Do you remember this?
I don't remember it.
So
I have to go look it up.
His girlfriend, the car starts vibrating and she's just sitting in the car, like all of a sudden, like kind of enjoying the car and then really enjoying the car. And he doesn't realize it. And then she has to take her home. And then he realizes what happens after JB Smoove sits in the car. He's like, "You got yourself a fuck machine." But it leads to Susie sitting in the car and him sitting next to Susie as she starts enjoying the car.
Oh, no.
That Mr. Softy is amazing. The Ugly Section, season 10, episode 7. This was the Jets fan who ended up killing himself, and Larry was convinced it was because of the Jets, but it also had the Ugly Section in the restaurant. The last level, first one I have is the final episode, No Lessons Learned. I thought they landed the plane on it. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was so self-referential. It took the fact that it was such a perfect mirror of Seinfeld, and having Seinfeld in, it was very like nostalgia inducing for me. That's the thing. Like I'm gonna have to watch it again. I sat down, I watched it all the way through. I enjoyed it. It felt like, it was grabbing from a lot of different places because it was. But for me, I want to watch it for the comedy now that the nostalgia is
out of my eyes. I watched it a second time, and there was a lot of good bits in it. Because you're watching the first time, you're wondering, where's this going? How are they going to end this? And then the second time, there's a lot of stuff packed in there. I love the meta thing about the Seinfeld thing, where it seemed like it was going to end the same way, and then it flipped, and Seinfeld saves them, and it was like, oh, we should have ended Seinfeld this way. I really liked that. I thought the last 2 episodes were the best episodes of the season.
Yeah.
The bisexual, season 8, episode 7. This is the Rosie O'Donnell episode when they're chasing the same girl, and Larry ends up using Viagra. The ski lift, season 5, episode 8. That's the giant vagina.
Amazing.
Denise handicapped when he has 2 different women in wheelchairs that he's dating. And then the last one is the freak book, which a lot of people, like, we did the Ringer list, which we just published the last version of all the Curbs. And the freak book, I think, might even been number 1.
Oh, wow.
But it was, people feel like the freak book's in the top 5 or 6. I don't have it that high, but it's definitely pyramid worthy. So that is the pyramid. Palestinian Chicken, Crazy Eyes Killer, Funkhauser's Crazy Sister, The Doll, The Carpool Lane, The Table Read, Gil Bang, The Grand Opening, Mr. Soft, The Ugly Section, Series Finale, Bisexual, Ski Lift, Denise Handicap, Freak Book. Who is your favorite character of all time on the show that wasn't a cast member?
Oh,
if I gave you Gil Bang, Bam Bam Funkhauser, or Crazy Eyes Killer?
For me, it's Crazy Eyes.
It is for me as well. It's a great category, though.
It is. Part of it is because I can't imagine any other person being Crazy Eyes. It was such a perfect casting match. That
I think his name was Chris Williams.
Yeah, and isn't he Vanessa Williams' brother? Isn't there a relationship between him and Vanessa Williams?
Maybe.
I think there is. It goes that far back. But in any event.
So who's your best supporting actor / actress?
Susie. And what reminded me of it was the doll, because the doll to me was really the episode that revealed the full capacity of Susie to decimate both Larry and Jeff for being complete morons. So I'm a fan of Susie.
I think I am too. I really love Marty Funkhauser.
Oh, I see, but that he wasn't.
He was only like
enough.
Yeah, he had like 4 years there. It's a tough one.
Recurring character.
Favorite season for me is either the Seinfeld season or the season right after, which had a bunch of these. The season 8, which had I think it had Palestinian Chicken and Mr. Softy and the bisexual. I just thought that was an awesome season. I'm gonna miss this show. Feels like the end of an era in some ways for HBO. I don't think it's the end of HBO, but it just feels like something has slightly shifted to some sort of. It's fitting that we're entering the Max era with HBO, and that Curb's like wrapping up now, because Curb is the lineage to Larry Sanders and Sopranos and Sex and the City, and all just basically a quarter century of the channel.
Right. It was it was the connective tissue through sort of an evolution of HBO programming. What funny show is out there now? What's a funny show? What do we watch? We just watch.
Like it's just
specials,
way more,
right?
Yeah, way more niche, right?
Netflix specials. Is that what we watch?
Yeah.
Or HBO specials?
See, people are going to suggest, Kyle, what's your favorite show? What's your favorite funny show right now? No, just right now. That's a show that's on TV right now that you think is your favorite funny show. Yeah, it's very niche now. I don't think it's like.
That Abbott Elementary is charming. I've gotten some chuckles out of that.
Yeah, it's a good show. I don't know, like when you think like we grew up with that Seinfeld Cheers kind of show, and then we kind of moved to the Larry Sanders Curb, Veep, the more targeted stuff. It'll be interesting. Right. The turf is open for somebody. Anyway, all right. Well, good luck on. Kyle says Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's beloved.
But I would say it's beloved, but a little more niche, right? It's not. I don't think it has the same size as some of these other ones.